in Your Suitcase, we kind of think it's simple. In order to find the portable career that moves when you do, we think you have to do a few things. You have to look inside yourself and think, what is it that I'm good at? And then you've got to think, what skills do I have, while looking inside yourself. Then you look outside and think, what does the world need now? What does my local community need now? What are people complaining about right now? What are the needs right now and the gaps in the market? What are people complaining about? And so you look inside, then you look outside, then you put the two together and think, what is it I could do then? What could I do with who I am, where I am now? And so really, it's as simple as that. But the most important thing is to know who you are. And I call that finding your passion. Do you really know what it is you love to do? If you had all the time in the world, if you didn't need to make money, what would you do? If you can manage to be mindful enough to work out when you're feeling energized, when you're perhaps feeling drained, when you're in an environment that fills you with joy and you think that this is fantastic, you're with people who inspire you, you're perhaps cooking or inventing a recipe or walking through markets in a foreign country, try and just note those things and think, yeah, that's something I'm really loving to do. If you can spend some time being mindful about what you love, it will really help you to work out where your passions might lie. Now, the trouble is that we get quite a lot of red herrings and we get led astray. When we're at school, we tend to think the things we do best at, the things we get an A in, the things we do for university are actually the things that we love most, but it's not like that. Sometimes we're just good at things, but they don't really float our boats. So it can be easy to be led astray. One thing that I always remember that has made such a difference to me was a wonderful Canadian lady called Donna Messer. Donna Messer sadly died on her birthday on April the 1st, 2015, aged 70. And Donna Messer, who ran a business called Connectors Canada, and I think her website is still there, was the person who first taught me about networking. But she also was a woman who taught me a very easy way to find out what you love. Because it's not as simple as asking yourself. Sometimes you have to ask other people. And what Donna did was she asked her friends, she said, what am I good at? And one of her friends said, Donna, you make things taste good. Something like that. You wouldn't think somebody would say something quite as obtuse as that. Well, you make things taste good. But what her friends meant was that when her sons came home with all the football team, she could just knock something up for them all to eat. She could make a really nice dinner out of what was in the fridge and the herb cupboard. She thought, yeah, I can make things taste good. And then another of her friends said, Donna, you make things look pretty. Do I? She thought, make things look pretty. And they said, yeah, you know, if there's a fete or something on or an exhibition on in the local village hall, you're the one who's going to put the balloons up in the hall. You're the one who's going to make the pretty flyers. You're the one who's going to make the event go with a bang because it's going to look so good. And she thought, yeah, they make things look pretty. And then somebody else said, Donna, you're very good at putting people together. And she thought, yes, she does tend to use her community. She tends to reach out to the people she knows before she goes out to find other people to work with. And so Donna began a company called Orange Crate that put mixtures of herbs and spices in pretty little boxes made out of very thin wood, and she sold them at craft fairs. And she used the people in her local community to be her drivers, to be her accountant, and to help with the business. Donna became extremely successful doing this. But if she'd looked inside herself, she'd have thought she was a teacher, because that's what she'd always done. But in fact, she was a networker and a creative entrepreneur. So that's your starting point if you want to start your career in your suitcase journey. What is it that you love?